Oh, hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Any Last Words. I'm your host, Joe. Hey, Miggy Migs, hope you're feeling better. Thanks for joining. Oh my God, this is how I feel about the past few days of my life. Hey, Jesse, thanks for joining. Okay, so I'm just going to start from the beginning. So Friday's episode was about what possibly, in speculation, was the inspiration for Stephen King's Christine. It was called The Curse of the Golden Eagle. It's a 1963 Dodge. They didn't make any or very many of them. Supposedly the police who had it, they all committed suicide and murdered their families and all that other shit. And then it got crazy. Then some lady owned it and she never had a problem with it, but it ended up killing. When I put in the video was, I think 32 is what I had read. But then I read another article where it said 14. So I was like, okay, this can't be real. But so many people posted this story and nobody ever put a retraction to it or, said, this is totally fake. Never said any of that. So I looked up this case, quote unquote case, and it wasn't a thing, or at least nobody can find information that it was a thing. But when I did the video, I did make sure to verify that there was a lady named Wendy Allen who owned a cursed golden eagle. That is all true. Well, not so much the cursed part. So, hey, Richard. Hey, Facebook user. I don't know who you are. I'm sorry. I would buy Christine and drive her if I could. Yeah, that would be an awesome car. Might be a little scary, but it'd be awesome. Anyway, so, God, I regret my life. Like, my brains feel so scrambled after reading this. And I've been reading for days. Okay. Some of it I've had to go back and reread because I just can't. Hey, Adam, thanks for joining. And what I've been reading, like I said, it's a lot. Multiple Facebook accounts for Wendy Allen. She has her own website. She has a bunch of like Reddit pages or whatever. She's got Twitch. She's got all kinds of shit. Okay. She has all kinds of shit. And I've been trying to read all of it, or at least as much as I can without like having to stop in fucking confusion and awe. But at the same time, it was kind of like a soap opera. You wanted to know what was going to happen next. So you kept reading. Anyway, I've read a lot of the stuff I've read is stuff that she has written herself. Then I was able to find some people who have brought this story up in a forum, and they have even displayed things that she's written that I've never seen, but I click on the link and it takes it to something else she's got because she's got so many web pages and accounts. But this lady is cuckoo bananas coconut lady. She is like that. Oh my God. Okay. So I'm going to get into this. Okay. So she does own a golden eagle. She claims that the car is not cursed, that it's her mother doing all this. Oh my God. That her mother is, she's just not a very nice person, just to, try to cut back on how many dinging words that I put out there into the social media universe. But her mother knows people like the KKK and shit, and she gets these people to go out and kill other people, that it's not the car. She is letting some homeless guy live in it, and people started just going crazy. Then there's another story. There's many stories, and they all conflict one another. So let's see. Golden Eagle. I thought it was a Plymouth Fury. I guess no. The Plymouth Fury is Christine. There's a lady in Maine who owns a car that she claims, well, something she claims, something she doesn't claim. She says it's a lie, and she's tired of people spreading this rumor that Stephen King based her haunted, cursed car off of. that supposedly this car has killed like 32 people. Then in another thing, it says 14 people. That cops have committed suicide and murdered their whole families, like by owning this car, but nothing's happened to her. But she still owns it to this day. Like I said, there's something else she's written on, because she has a personal like blog kind of page. She's talking about how she's tired of, you know, people making up these rumors about this car. Her mom was doing that and says that it's a suicide demon. And just for some crazy reason, her mom just is out to get her. So, yeah. But I've seen articles where she talks about the car being haunted. So, like I said, hey, what's up, Erin? Thanks for joining. So this lady, she contradicts herself a lot. And I'm just reading all over the place as much as I can to keep this straight. So I had to take notes. And this is just the first 2 pages. But she is an author. She's a gamer. She's a car designer in Maine. She claims to have been writing and publishing books since 1978. And she's in her 50s now. So she probably, I think, might have been a teenager or barely a teenager when she started publishing, which it's not impossible. I just don't know if I buy that timeline. No, Richard, I would not want to get this woman on for an interview. I have thought about calling the numbers that she provides, but we'll get to that in a second. Anyway, she claims that she was in Stephen King's Thinner. So she's putting herself with Christine, and she's putting herself with the movie Thinner. She claims that her family is a family of gypsies and that Stephen King is her neighbor and he's obsessed with her. And that the gypsy family in the film is her family, and she's in that movie. She's in the movie. She's a character in the movie. I don't know. I read all the IMDb credits, and I've read all kinds of credits everywhere else for this film. She is not listed anywhere in this or anything that's close to her name. I will quote something right now, since we're speaking about, like, Stephen King's obsessed with her and her family. This is actually quoted. So this is from her mouth off of her website. She says, "No one knew I was Stephen King's precious gypsy witch that he can't stop obsessing over." This woman swears. And oh my God, where's the other one that I wrote? I think it was at the bottom of the other page. She also says something about being like a fanboy, like that he's a big fanboy of hers, because she was publishing her books before he was, and he was a big fan, and he's obsessed with her and her life. And she even claims that her name is in several of his novels. That's why, because he's such like a huge fanboy. And I was like, oh my God, are you serious? Woo! She also claims that her mother is a drug addict. And I mean, I'm not laughing about that. I'm just like thinking of all the crazy shit. Yes, she does have books, Richard. She has books. Yeah. They're supposed to be like fantasy horror. I think it said monster porn, whatever I don't want to know what monster porn is, but it's in the description of one of her fucking sites that she has. I lost my train of thought. Anyway, no, she says that her mother is a drug addict and is spreading all these rumors and lies about her that is associated with the KKK. And she gets them to go do her dirty deeds and like kill people and stuff. And that when she was a little girl, her mom constructed and built a torture room that she was locked in for 27 years. She also claims that she'd been attacked several different times on several different occasions by the same 2 women. And I think in one instance, there's also a man. But for some reason, all the fucking people who attack her just have to announce their full names to her. Does anybody get what I'm putting down? I don't know why I decided to just like try to verify shit. But I wrote the episode. So I was like, well, it's done. I got it. I'm just going to leave this episode where it lies. And then I'm going to go off and dig a little deeper in this. And now I just regret my actions so hard, so bad. And there's more. There's so much more. Just so much more. Let's see. Oh, this one. Oh, it kind of grinds my gears and it runs into something else. But basically, she's a quote unquote car designer. She takes them to car shows. I call it severely defacing vehicles because she's just got random shit painted all over her car. It's, I guess it's like she's driving an art piece, but she's putting, remember for justice, call the FBI, this number, ask for this special agent, and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, what is this? Who are we finding injustice for? That's a true crime thing. So I'm like, my wheels start turning a little harder. I'm like, why is there true crime involved in this now? Like, valid from what I know at this point. So I go and I look into it. Okay, she's got 2 stories for this. Okay, so just try to bear with me. The justice is for her 10 foster children that were murdered, which is horrible. And I'm thinking, and she doesn't seem to have a husband or a boyfriend. Or a girlfriend or a wife or whatever. It doesn't matter. But she seems to be a single person, and she's talking about having 10 foster kids. I'm not saying that a woman can't do it. I'm just saying for any person, man, woman, or indifferent, that's a lot of kids to take on. And she had aged, she only put the age, she said, ranging from like super young, I think it was like maybe 4, all the way up to like a mid-teen. So she had 10 kids in between that, all at one time. Okay. So hold on. We all laugh, but watch her be totally legit. I was trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, but the more I kept reading, the more I was like, there's something really wrong here. But the first story is with having these 10 children is and finding justice for them. The first story is that her house was ambushed by KKK members and men in trucks, and they came and dumped sewage all over her house, and I guess like her yard and everything like that. Like they dumped like 50 tons of sewage. Okay. Then they held her and another family member or 2 at gunpoint, and this is in the first story. Held her at gunpoint and massacred her children in front of her, and then decorated around the windows with their like organs and shit. And the second story is that her kids were kidnapped, and then they were brought back to her on Mother's Day, and their heads were all nailed to the wall, and their entrails were decorated around the window like Christmas trees. So that's when I was like, oh, fuck. This lady's fucking bananas. She is bananas. At least she keeps her story interesting. I hope so. I mean, she said she's a writer. So I'm hoping that this is just some weird social story experiment that she's doing, like a creative writing social experiment. I don't know, but oh my God. I need to go schedule another therapy session after this. But then she claims that because she lives on a farm next to Stephen King, like this big property. And in one instance, she talks about how she has several properties and then he has several properties, but she only talks about this one farm and living on it. She claims that a man also came to her house and bombed it, like with a grease bomb or something like that. I don't know what that is. I'm guessing like a rice cooker in grease. I don't know. Something, but blew up her house. Then she claims that her mom had another vindictive fit and got some of her little friends or whatever to come with a bulldozer and bulldoze her entire house down. I don't fucking know. And she talks about how she has a motorhome, and that she had, and this is what gets me too, because it goes back to the kids. This is what gets me, is that she lists every single cat that the cops came and took from her, supposedly. Because she had a dozen cats like shoved in this trailer like for the winter, and the cops are called and they came and took the cats. And she's online begging people to help her like get her cats back or whatever. Let's see, guys, I may, but she, they took her cats and then she named every single one of them, their name, their description, and their age, and then their gender. And it was like, I noticed that when you talk about your kids, your 10 foster kids and trying to find justice and call this FBI agent if you have information on this, but you never list their names or their age, like each individual's age or anything like that. Normally, I mean, everyone's different, but normally when you have like a just remember little David, you know, you're going to have a photo up of that kid. You're going to have a name of that kid. You're going to have its birth date and death date on there. You're going to keep posting like anything. You're going to post news articles, which she also said this was national news. But the FBI, but everybody was so concerned about going and talking to the woman that was in the Stephen King film in the 90s and not focusing on her kids. Then she said it was national news. It was all over the country. And that the next day or whatever, a couple days after, the FBI took down all the stories because she was the 11th family that it happened to. And it was impeding the investigations to have that Stephen King garbage all over the place. It's like, now, if anything, it would draw more attention because everybody's like, wait a minute, Stephen King is like somehow connected to like a murder and there's like 10 other ones too. I'm going to read this. Like, what? It's just not adding up. Even the card, it doesn't say, you know, justice for Timmy, David, Michael, Ronnie, Daisy, whomever. There's none of that. There's none of that. It's just a date, a phone number, an agent's name, and justice for. And like some other random bullshit. I have come this fucking close to calling that goddamn number, but I'm not going to because I'm scared it's going to go to some fucking scam line and all my credit cards and my bank account's going to be empty. That's what I'm scared about. Like, cause she just posts that information. Or she'll post, she'll like copy and repaste her posts about the kids, but it's just that story. The one story of like, you know, oh, these, you know, I had a mob of, you know, clan members coming to my house and doing this and that, and then it killed my kids and and if you have information, and then the number and the name. That's the only thing she posts over and over again. So let's see. She sounds crazy. Fuck yeah, she does. Richard says, do it, call it, do it on the show. Oh, no. Oh, no, I don't. I think if there's more stuff that happens, I would like to keep up with this because I'm so confused and fascinated at the same time, but it makes my brain hurt. Anyway, let's get into some more weird shit, okay? Because this woman, there's been some sites where it seems like it's an interview, but you can clearly tell she wrote the questions and answers. And there were some of them where it started out like it was somebody completely different, like an actual fan of hers. And then it goes into, it's clearly her talking about herself. And then I'm like, I'm fucking confused, dude. What the hell? But she really thinks that she is like this big celebrity. I'm not joking. I am fucking serious. She honestly has said that she knows she's a huge celebrity, but she's just so low key. And that real famous people don't have high numbers on their social medias and they're not talked about and this and that. And it's like, what? You're serious, right? Because she doesn't have a lot of followers. Like, I think I have more followers than she does. And I'm nobody. I'm fucking nobody, dude. But she does. She swears that she's this big famous person. And then it kind of gets into some alien stuff too with her. She says that her uncle had spread rumors that she was abducted by aliens like a whole, you know, grip of times, and that her mother would, if you watch conspiracy theory stuff, either for entertainment or for your factual values, no judgment. I've seen David Icke. If you've ever seen David Icke, he does a lot of like conspiracy stuff. I think some of it actually ended up being conspiracy fact, but whatever. That her mother supposedly did shows with David Icke about reptilians or amphibian aliens and shit like that. And that supposedly her mom was going around telling everybody she was one. And that she had like thousands of people, like 3,000 people, like storm her front porch at one time. Everybody just fucking coordinated. They got a group discount on their travel. And they're like, we're going to go to this woman's fucking house because her mom's on David Icke talking about being a reptile. Yeah, fucking right. If you would be known for all kinds of shit if that was possible. And it wasn't possible. It did not happen. This woman, she claims that, oh, going back to when the cops came and took her cats, she was claiming that they made her sign something and date it. And she couldn't understand the paperwork, like, because she's autistic, so she can't understand the paperwork, and she can't understand numbers. She doesn't know what numbers look like. You have to tell her what it looks like because she's autistic. How have you, I don't know, because, you know, when you're on the spectrum, sometimes you have all these little savant things. But how can you not comprehend paperwork or numbers, but you can write fucking books? I don't know. That just goes over my head completely. So you were there. It just reminds me, about a week ago, I had to work a psychic medium show at work. That night I decided to become Balthazar, right in the seer of the things I see. Let's see. Someone said, sturdy reptile lady is frying chicken, want to go? And I went, it's just fucking wild, dude. Like, it's wild. And, you know, like I said at the beginning, like, she claims, you know, to have the haunted car that Christine was based off of. She claims that her and her family were in the movie Thinner, that's her family that it's about, and it's her and her family. And that Stephen King is her neighbor, and he is obsessed with her as a gypsy witch. And that's what everyone knows her for. I don't fucking know this bitch. I only know it because a bunch of people wrote a fucking fake ass story on the internet, and I kind of half believed it. But, this lady, I feel like I relieved the pressure valve. Like, my brain feels a little bit better getting it out. But there's so much shit. Like I said, I was reading for days, and some of it I had to reread because I couldn't comprehend it. I could not comprehend it. Oh yeah. Oh wait. Oh, there's the other one too. Supposedly the man that she was letting stay in the Golden Eagle that got everybody started on It's Haunted. The homeless man was an old World War II veteran that had severe PTSD that she, you know, gained trust with. So they became friends. Something happened to him where he was burned and disfigured all the way down his face and his body and stuff. So people were scared of him. And supposedly they fathered a child, which it was also murdered. And he doesn't live with her or in the car anymore, but she goes around. She said he was like shot and killed last year in a parking lot. And so she never showed pictures of him or anything. But after he was dead, quote unquote, then she started going around to these, like, you can tell they were just put up, like these makeshift wooden shelters, like, you know, branches against a tree and stuff. And then like finding these little crooks and crannies in the fucking forest and shit. And she like, oh, this is one of his little shelters. He's got thousands of them across the country, and he's got like 90 in May, and he stays in these. And it's like, so now we're making up imaginary friends. Now we're just, I don't know. And supposedly, and that was the thing too, supposedly the 3 cops from the story who murdered their families and then committed suicide, she took those 3 people and she wanted to say that the car didn't kill them. It was her mother had caused the whole family to commit suicide. Her mother is that bad. It wasn't the car. It was her mother. Jinky, Shaggy. Yeah. I don't even know what there's, like I said, there's so much more I can say. I know there's more I'm forgetting, but this, fucking Aaron, he says, no, he did. I helped build 13. Shut up. You guys were hiding in it. But yeah, she's just, she talks about how she's, the people who constantly attack her, these women who like to divulge their information by giving first and last name to her, so she knows exactly who attacked her. You know, they beat her so bad, and she said she's permanently crippled but was only bedridden for like a couple of months. I'm gonna head out. I don't know. I just don't know. I really don't. I don't know what else to say, really. This is just, it's been wild reading the past couple of days. It's been real fucking wild. Didn't expect this to happen. I expected somebody to come out and say, you know, this was totally made up by da 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 da, and somebody stole this woman's picture off the internet and decided to use it. It's like, no, this is a real chick. And she probably did at one point tell everybody that the car was haunted and was killing people. And when shit just started not checking out, maybe she just changed her story and said it was mom. I don't know what she needs. Maybe she needs some good food, maybe, or some good meds. I don't know. Tacos, yeah, tacos doesn't cure crazy. Unfortunately, it cures hangry, but it doesn't cure crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I'm very fascinated. Like I said, she's got tons of accounts. And then there were videos that I was trying to click on that she would have like posted for people to watch, and it would go to a YouTube channel that no longer existed. So that was interesting, but I did end up finding a channel that she has. It's not under her name or anything. It's under something weird. She does like a lot of like Twitch stream gaming on Twitch. And I really couldn't watch a lot of them. There were some of them she was sitting there just kind of mumbling and whispering to herself, and I'm like, I'm not making fun of anybody. Please don't get me wrong. I'm just very concerned, confused, and fascinated. Let me see. Oh, shut up. The car is a transformer, and the guy living in it was an alien driver of it. Maybe. And she's got like a horrible story to cover it up because someone found out. Now they've got to cover it up, and she's just a shit storyteller. I don't fucking know. It's just, yeah. I don't know if I should keep going with this lady or not, or maybe I should just find something else to fixate on. Because, like I said, it's like fucking game with her. You go game with her. You and Sean go do that, Aaron. I don't know. She's gonna play Properation. Mars edition. But yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. If this is a person who honestly thinks this and feels this, I feel very concerned for them. I really do. Because I honestly don't think it's real. Or, I mean, this person can just be one of those assholes that just wants to make up stories all the time. I don't know. Go for a drive with her. I'm cool. I think my Uber got here. I don't need a ride after all. So, but yeah, guys, I'm gonna get up on out of here. I just wanted to share with you guys the deep dive, the rabbit hole that I fell into on Friday after I got the video recorded and up. So I hope you guys are just as confused and fascinated as I am. I think I will be for a minute. I don't know. I don't know what else I could possibly find on this lady, but I don't know. Yeah. Glad to see your face again. Oh, I'm glad you guys came back to come talk to me. So I always have fun. All right, guys. I will have a new episode out on Friday. It's going to be a Creepy Kitchen episode, pre-recorded. It's going to be a mashup between Bob's Burgers, House of Thousand Corpses, and my Handful of Horror segment. So you guys stay tuned for that. It'll be on Friday night. I don't know what I'm doing next week yet, but I'll let you know when I get there. All right. See you later, creeps. I hope you guys have nightmares about me. Mwah.